Now you'll notice when we come out of the tunnel, we'll be in the infield area, and the Pocono's infield area is so big that they have 3 separate road courses.
Okay.
A big part of the revenue Pocono gets is from leasing the track. Now today's one of the few days it's not leased, and that's why we'll be able to go do a lap around the track. If the track's leased, then we can't do it to see through.
Do they lease it to motorcycle clubs too? Yeah, it's my. I think my friend comes up here.
Yeah, they have quite a few motorcycle clubs, and usually the motorcycle clubs are on that road course too.
Okay.
And they were on the track for maybe a mile, 3/4 of a mile. And they come in on the road course, and it's the only time I've seen them have to medevac people out of here. Is when they
the motorcycles.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch one of those races when they're like on the MotoGP and all that?
No, I haven't.
I don't know how those guys stay on those wheels. They're actually riding on the side of the tire.
Yeah, and their knee is about that far when
Yep.
they do the turns. Yeah, I've seen them when the clubs are doing. These rocks are dedicated to various retired drivers that raced at Pocono that were favorites of Dr. Mattioli.
I didn't know Darrell Waltrip was 17 at one point.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And Dr. Mattioli, who was the owner, these were favorite drivers of his. And they had another rock out with Mark Martin's number on it, name. But he unretired.
That's right.
So they took, they actually
right.
used the rock at another place, but they took it away. So when he does retire, his rock will be out there.
Sure.
And it's just retired drivers. Again, this is all part of the road course in here. And the road course 2 here, I think is the biggest. Going around that hairpin turn there, their knee is just.
I think they actually touch the ground because they have those.
I think so. Yeah.
They have those pads that they wear.
The leather.
Yep.
I think you're right. And I think that's where the problem comes in.
Yep. Although to tell you the truth, every race I've seen, the guys that crash, they're not really leaning.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And road course 3 is the one that's over there, and that's usually used by sports cars.
So now, how long has this track been in existence? How long have they been racing here?
They've been the first major race they had here was pardon? Hold on.
Sure.
You're going for a drive? Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna enjoy it. Talk to you later, Walt. I forget now what you just had asked.
How long they've been racing here?
Oh, the first major NASCAR race they had here was in '71. When the first track built here was a 3/4 mile oval, and they raced everything. From the tractor trailers, the drag racing, stock car, Indy car, and so '71 was the first NASCAR race. They did have some Indy races before then in different events, but they put the tri-oval track in the late '60s.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was down in Disney back in March, and there's a track down there that you can do the. Forgot who it is. I think it's a Richard Petty thing.
Yeah, the ride along.
Yeah. And you used to actually be able. Apparently, they used to have races, Indy races, down on that track.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know the timetable down there, but that's one of the things I'm going to show you in a little while. The stock cars they use for the driving experience here.
Now these the garages that the drivers use.
Yeah. And the lower ones there, the NASCAR
Okay.
race.
Now, do fans actually have access to this if they have pit pass per se?
Yeah. Actually, this would be fenced off. There's bleachers where you'll see when you go to the garage that they sit. You can sit and watch the mechanics work on the car, and the drivers and the crew chief will come over and sign on those. Sometimes cars will challenge. The team will challenge another team to see who can change the set of tires the fastest. So they pull the car down the garage and the fans will do that. And of course, this is pit road. I'm up pit road. Inner circle.
So that's where Matt Kenseth sat back in February, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Or June, right?
I think.
Or is it Logano?
Oh, I'm thinking Daytona. I'm sorry.
Daytona,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I was a little disappointed. I'm a Matt Kenseth fan. When I heard he's jumping ship, I was a little disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out. I can't wait to find out what the whole gist of that is.
Yeah. Everybody seems to have their favorite driver. And, mine is Carl.
I like. They see he's another Roush driver. I like all his Roush. The Roush. I think he's got a good team there. That's why. I don't know. I'm sure he's got his reasons.
Yeah.
Are these reserve seats here?
No, those are regular.
Oh, they really?
Yeah, and it's funny. Auto racing is one of the few sports where the closer you are to the action, the cheaper the seat.
That's right. You're
those
right.
You're right. $45, and
yeah.
They go up accordingly. In the skybox, you can see where the chain link fence on the roof is. That's for the spotters. But,
well, obviously, the higher up, the more you can see. Really here.
And here's the flag print and start finish line. Now the resurfacing it, they're getting an average 10 miles more speed.
Really?
Per car. Yeah, every car that was in the race broke the existing speed record that was set by Casey Kane. I think that's 7 years ago. 192 miles per hour. All of them were over 200. And the reports are good. This is surface the same material they used at Daytona. So it helps with the drainage. They get a lot of rain up here, and it can take hours sometimes with the dryers.
Oh, sure.
Dry the old track on. And right where we are now, it's a low area, and they always had trouble with the rain in that particular area, getting dry.
Now this is where they're actually racing, right?
Yeah.
I never knew that, because I never realized that they actually go uphill.
Yeah, this is 14-degree banking. Turn 2 is 8 degrees, and turn 3 is 6 degrees.
This is 2.5 miles or 2 miles? 2.5
miles, yeah. Now, I'm just up to 70, and you figure these guys are going 200 plus over there.
Yep.
Now, turn 2 historically is where they've had most of the crashes, and the reason for that is it's the sharpest turn, and it narrows. The track actually narrows some. And what happens? You see a lot of cars that will be going into the wall on the turn, and they used to have 2 humps in the track as a result of the ground settling that the tunnels were. Along in here is where a lot of the cars fade into the wall there. And they just put the safety barrier on the infield side this year.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh,
yeah, they had a couple of bad crashes last year. The cars would actually go onto the grass and hit the steel wall and tear up the cars.
Never ceases to amaze me. I watched that race when Dale Earnhardt died.
Yeah.
And I just can't believe how many times I've seen that exact same accident, even worse.
Yeah.
And they don't even get a scratch on them.
Yeah. It's that Juan's device. He wasn't wearing.
Yep.
And, but I don't think there's been a fatality since he died.
Yep.
And that was in, what, 2001. So it's 11 years.
Yeah, the latest fatality, I guess, was in Indy with, what's his name?
Yeah.
Dan Weldon, I guess?
The Indy car, yeah.
I tell you, I see the crashes.
Wreck.
I see crashes in those cars, and that really amazes me when these guys walk away from those crashes.
Yeah, you don't have a lot protecting you in those cars.
And they're doing like 220.
Yeah. Again, the person's in pit row, and they got to come down here at 55 miles per hour, get near a side pit area, which is challenging to begin with. I think the pit areas of Pocono are larger than some other tracks. I'd say they're larger. In fact, they don't even have them marked off too well.
No.
They got the numbers across the way. I'm sure they're going to get better. I guess this is black script.